Hey everyone, this is Tanya, and these are some of my favorite parts of my UDL lesson plan. So to begin with, I would like to share my content standard, which is 12.1.1. It is grade 12, and it is students understand common economic terms and concepts and economic reasoning. The substandard is identify the difference between monetary and non-monetary incentives and how changes in incentives cause changes in behavior. Our learning objective is History, Social Studies 12.1.1. Scholars will identify differences between monetary, non-monetary, and how changes in incentives cause change in behavior through a diagram, blog journal, or mind map with minimum of 6 examples. Our level of blooms is level 1, understand, and our co-teaching model was team teaching. Well, one of my favorite parts about it was actually the materials and equipment that my partner and I decided to use for our lesson plan. As you can see, it's super simple and basic. It was just the computer or a tablet and programs such as Google Docs and Slides. We thought that these were very not only easy to obtain, but more so we were just mostly thinking about the kind of students that we had. They don't have much economic support, so we wanted to keep it as least materialistic as possible, and as easiest for the students to be able to navigate through. One thing I thought I messed up here, it was actually in the same part, but another thing that was my favorite from this lesson plan was one of the strategies that we used, which was critical thinking and class discussions. We wanted to focus our lesson plan on just being mostly class discussion centered. We thought that for this lesson plan, it could really help our students, as we ourselves in realistic classroom settings have used this strategy where class discussions usually tend to be a little bit more student oriented, or where the students are able to interact with each other and the teachers a lot more. So we decided not to use worksheets for our lesson plan for this one specifically, just because we felt that a lot of students tend to not really pay attention or not be as engaged, as opposed to having a conversation with each other where they can ask questions, they can learn from each other and from the teacher, and ideas just bounce off of one another. Lastly, my last favorite part was actually the closing synthesize. I felt like in this section, it could be super simple and very creative for us to incorporate something. Between my team member and myself, we decided to just use sort of like an exit ticket where we can ask the students, okay, now it's time for you to give me an example of ... Next student, give me an example of this and that, so on and so forth. I just really liked this part because it could be something very simple yet very creative and very beneficial for the student, where they can take home and remember from the day. Thank you. That is all.